This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Gambling's here in Michigan, so of course, Wanna Bet is back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. I am the Doc, John Macaroon. I always wanted to do a gambling show because everybody that is involved in sports locally definitely gets involved in action. And now, as of Friday, you can bet online legally. Of course, all of you waited until it was legal to make a bet. I know you just downloaded making your first bets out here. So I reached out literally. I'm not lying. No BSing with you guys. I literally reached out 5 minutes ago to one of my longtime friends, one of my best friends on planet Earth, my buddy Phil. And I said, look, Phil, I know you're gambling. I know you're into it. You bowl. You've done some things. We were just talking betting and gambling. And I said, you know what? Let's just record it. Let's just do something fun with it. Let's record a podcast with you talking your story, share with everybody what you're doing, what you're betting, and we can have a fun gambling show. And why not? So my boy, Phil, you've heard him before here on the broadcast. We had him on for a special, enjoyable podcast. Phil, my friend, what's up?
John, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for having me on, man.
No, man, you're the co-host. I'm not having you on. I reached out to you because you're definitely one of the most unique people. The moment it started, you were like, dude, I got into the free play. So now we can take our time with this. Let's set the scene. You were probably really excited to start legally gambling, weren't you?
Well, I mean, you know how it was back in the day when, before everything like with the, Poker Stars and Full Tilt went down. But I've been playing shit since I was in college. I've been doing something to sort of support myself financially, like by what a lot of people would consider like not sort of normal means. So it's just sort of like I'm trying to find my niche, I guess.
Absolutely. And Phil, to let you know, very bright individual. Our stories were different in that I noticed Phil was naturally bright. He would go through physics and just be like, all right, got an A. Whereas I was a little bit more of a guy that worked a little bit harder to get the good grades. And then I'd be like, look, Phil, slide me the answers, bro. Let's move on with this. We can go have fun and party if you just slide me the answers and we don't have to do this. You're smart. I'm a hustler. Let's figure this out. And I naturally connected with my boy Phil. And I was like, look, man, this guy's smart and I know you're good with numbers.
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that, dude, because like your work ethic has proven to make you successful in the long term. I'm more of a sort of hit and run guy. I'm on to my next thing now, which is data science, which actually perfectly parlays into the sports betting scene. So I'm in the process of learning the ins and outs of like some of the predictive modeling stuff, and I'm trying to use that actually in regards to this gambling stuff. So
okay, what was your thought when the books opened up here in Detroit? I know it coincided with COVID, so it made it really tough to kind of get down there. I've never yet made a bet in Michigan. I've gone down and done it in Vegas, of course, but in Michigan, I've not gone to the casino yet. Have you checked them out? Have you gone to any of the books yet prior to the shutdowns?
Yeah, well, actually, they opened up the poker room over at MGM last week, so I took a little bit of time. I went down yesterday and played a little bit. And I actually ran by the sports book. The sports book's actually pretty nice in MGM right now. So, it's pretty quiet down there just given the circumstances, but everything seems pretty cool the way they got it set up and whatnot.
Absolutely. Did you win?
Yeah. I played for like 3 hours. I made like $150. I was just playing 1-2, So, like you said, they can only have 5 games going. So not a bunch of action, but it's better than a loss, right?
Absolutely. You booked a win. All right, good. First reported gambling win, $150. Phil plays 1-2 no limit. Yeah, me and Phil, we definitely had our fun playing poker. Phil, it was interesting. He would always invite me over to what you'd say, call your own. And I never liked that because my brain couldn't handle Chicago and these games that amplified, like, hey, you throw down, and if one card hits, then you got to throw more money down. I was like, whoa, hold on here. I'm not lucky in that department. I don't think I ever won in the 1 or 2 times I played that. but Hold'em caught my attention because there was a certain level of patience that you got rewarded for. So what it ended up happening was either I would make it deep and not end up winning because I played a little bit tight and conservative, but I also used the psychological skills to do a little bit of reading, but I was just more patient. People would show up and start playing 6-9 and things like that, and I was just a guy that was like, okay, I'm just going to play aces, kings, queens, see if I hit it. And then I would bet huge. It was so predictable, and people would still chase on me. It was really weird at the time where it was really good. I had a windfall with it. Haven't done it as much lately, but poker caught my attention because of the psychological nature. Everybody knows about rounders. So I definitely love me a good Hold'em game. Lately, Omaha's caught my attention a little bit more because of the intricacies and the little bit more risk you can take with it. So absolutely, poker is a great game. But now we're online. So you never made a bet yet, to piggyback. You've never made a bet at a book just yet.
No, at least to be honest with you, I haven't done enough research, I guess. I want to try and like minimize my losses if possible. So I haven't done enough research, but that's where like with all the access we have now, and like there's a lot of information out there too. Like I've been trying to get the best like info I can make the best educated guess on which bets to make. I'm just trying to do some research, give myself as much of an edge as I can. I know I'm not going to have like a complete edge, but I want to try and make sure that I can be somewhat profitable. So
that's the name of the game. Obviously, anybody that gets involved in betting is going to want to try and maximize their wins, limit their losses. Do you have, before we start talking about current betting and what you're looking at currently in the first few days of the new book, do you have a betting story in which, you laid $50 to $100 or so on a game, you knew you had it in the bag, got good situation, and yet it didn't fall through? It didn't come through, a bad loss?
No. Well, I mean, I guess my best like betting story, like outside of like cards and whatnot, is you remember the Minnesota Dallas game back on Thanksgiving? Shit, it had to have been about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I believe Randy Moss's rookie year. We bet on Randy Moss. Now, Randy Moss had the 3-catch, 150-yard, 3-touchdown performance. So me and my dad made like $700 off that game.
Wait, you bet the game? You bet Minnesota to win, or you bet his performance?
No, we bet Minnesota to win. Like I said, I didn't know about player prop bets back in the day. So I mean, if I would have had some kind of line, I'm sure I would have taken it because, well, Randy was just special back when he was younger. So
absolutely, $700. All right. Would you say you've been up in your total career, or are you kind of in the even range at the moment? Because we all break even,
Yeah, I would have to say I'm probably even, or probably slightly down a little bit. I mean, I've had a couple scores on like playing online, nothing big live, but yeah, I don't think I'm down because I'm a little conservative as well. So I'm not like going full bankroll all in moves on like one line and stuff. So
a lot of little bets. What was the biggest bet you ever made in terms of just the total bet? Couple $100, $200, $300?
Yeah, I think that game I bet, like I said, we bet 700 on that game. That was the biggest bet I made on one game though.
Oh, you bet 700. You bet 700 on the game. Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was no, like I said, back then. I mean, depending on where I don't think there was, or I wasn't aware of a money line or whatnot. So we bet 700 on the game, and like you said, we won 700. So
yeah. So for me, my story is pretty straightforward too. I'm conservative, and I looked also a little bit different in that I look to make targeted big bets. So I'm up overall. I've had a couple big losses here and there, but there was one event that I called somebody in Vegas and I said, look, this is a sure thing. Just borrow me the money and we'll do it. So I've never told anybody this. My wife doesn't even know. But when Floyd Mayweather took on Conor McGregor, it just made sense. There was no avenue that I saw that, unless it was the fix, unless something weird was going to happen, I said, this cannot be something that can go down any other way than Floyd Mayweather winning. And so I said, all right, let's do this. Let's try it. So I called somebody up and I said, all right, $7,500, go to the casino. I want $7,500 on Floyd Mayweather. That was the largest I ever put on a single bet. I slept easy and I was excited. I was hanging out with the wife. I think it was on vacation. We were doing something. And I said, okay, honey, I'm going to go and check out this fight. I'm going to go, hang out and things like that. Prior to the fight, little nervous because you're like, okay, wait a minute. There's some action coming in on McGregor, some things going on. What if? That's a lot of money, and I didn't have it. I mean, I had it, but I was like really willing to lose it. But you had that feeling like, okay, this is a guarantee. There's no way. How does a non-fighter step into the ring with the greatest fighter of all time and not this and not happen? Bro, we were so busy that day. I got home about 8, 9 o'clock, and I was out. I fell asleep. So I woke up just after the announcement. I checked my phone. I seen that it was Floyd Mayweather, and I slept good, bro. It was a good win, and I was like, oh, part of you, there's rare moments where you go, could I drop 20 G's, 30? It had the feel of a guaranteed win, and I kicked myself because I could have did it. I mean, the guy would have easily gave me 20, 30, probably up to 50 grand if I wanted to do it. But I did it safely, $7,500, paid some bills off, and that was the biggest win. I haven't made a 4-figure bet since then. It was exciting. It was a rush, but I fell asleep. I couldn't believe I wanted to go watch it. I fell asleep. I probably would have had a heart attack, and with my own eyes, I would have probably saw McGregor win because he tagged him. If you remember the fight. It was he tagged him a little bit late. It wasn't a guarantee that he won, but Floyd it was kind of a situation where a lot of people were not happy, but Floyd Mayweather won the fight.
You know what, dude? And I'll be honest with you, that's probably about the safest bet that we're ever going to see. Seriously, I mean, the fact that McGregor was just a good salesman, man. Mayweather is one of the greatest defensive punchers of all time, so. The only way that he was going to really get knocked out is if McGregor happened to land some fluky shots. So I don't blame you at all. I mean, that's a pretty big bet. I mean, if you would have gone any more, like if you would have went 20 or 30 G's, you probably wouldn't have been able to sleep at all that whole day.
Exactly.
You would have been too wired and probably quite nervous. I mean, because it's not like we're millionaires, so wagering. Once we get up into wagering that amount, it can be a little dicey. Yeah,
absolutely. But it was just a weird setup too. 10th round TKO for Floyd Mayweather, and he took the fight. Conor did it. It was a money grab, and many people, really probably made fortunes on situations like that. There's very few times where you can almost guarantee a win, and it was crazy that you could put action on something like that. And I was excited too, man. It was good. It's good to have a ticket like that. It's good to cash out. It's good to have that situation happen. It's good to have friends in Vegas. I went out there a couple times, developed friends, and it's pretty fun. It's interesting times and things like that. So it was good stuff there. All right, so now we are here, and Michigan's opened it up where you can go online and you can see the promotions too. The Red Wings have a partner, the Lions, Wings, Tigers. Each professional team has a betting partner here in town. Now, for me, I'm a psychologist. Everyone knows that's why I'm called the Doc, is that I do, along with the sports podcast and working and covering the Lions, I'm a full-time psychologist as well. And I'm torn because of the fact that in the Middle East community, there's a lot of gambling issues. And in all communities, there's a lot of gambling issues. You hear, and look, I'm not a bleeding heart kind of person. I believe in personal responsibility. I'm of the opinion if you don't have the money to wager, you don't wager it. But I also have sat with people that have gambled away their mortgage, gambled away situations where they can't control their ability to not bet. And now every American can sit on their fat ass and make an easy bet right in the game, And it's crazy because I love sports. You know that. I could sit and talk sports, wrestling with anybody all day long. I'm passionate about it, In my free time, I could be sitting here with my feet up. I'm on a break, and I'm like, I want to talk to my boy Phil about gambling. Let's do this. But at the same time, I struggle because I love the ability to see the action, to amplify watching an event. Most people will, like I said, most early things that I'm seeing online from people that are posting $10 bets. If you can bet right now, if you bet $10, you can win 500 on Michigan State winning the national championship. They're not going to do it, but they're small bets. But there are people out here, bro, that are rolling up to the casino with a week's worth of money and their paychecks and are about to lose it. I feel bad for those people because a gambling addiction's tough, but how do you sit with it knowing that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to jack up their life because of how easy, I mean, bro, it's so easy. It's push of a button. You started betting 21 at 12:01 on Friday.
Oh, you know what? Listen, buddy, unfortunately, there's action anyways. I mean, the avenues just made this avenue's just made it a little more accessible. And I guess, like, if you can say it's cleaner, but people are always going to try and look for a way to hit that big score because, like, that's just a dream, man. You hit that big score. Like, look, what are the Mega Millions is at 970 million, so almost $1 billion. Can't tell me that everybody in the country hasn't gone out if they can and buy at least one ticket to try and play that. You know what I mean? It's everybody. That's just the goal, man. Is trying to hit that big score. That's the dream, and unfortunately, that's something that's just been wired into, like, at least from what I can see, the American DNA. It's just the way the Americans think. I hit that big score, I get rich. Like, isn't that capitalism to a T?
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it stinks because now my business again will flourish. If this is something that, if this is something that causes a lot of problems, I surely expect the phone to ring at a little bit more of a clip with more gambling. I got a handful. Most of my, people I work with are dealing with anxiety and depression and typical mental health stuff. But I have a handful of people dealing with that gambling addiction, and it's tough, man. Years back, I had a lot of people. It slowed down a little bit, but I'm thankful in that, there's at least each one of the books are, telling people, hey, if you have a problem, then, hey, here's a number to call. And make sure we'll always say that here. If you have a problem, do it for fun. With me and Phil are going to laugh. We're going to tell jokes. We're going to go along with this because it's fun. I mean, Phil and I, like I said, within the moment of him sharing, I said, bro, you're already betting 21? It's like 12:01 it's like, bro, don't you have a job? I'm sitting there in between visits, and I see my boy Phil on Facebook going, I hit a blackjack. He already took advantage of the $100 free in free play or whatever he did, and he's already gambling.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, it's Friday. Don't you have a job? Don't you do anything? Well, the answer is no.
No, I'm in school. Hey, yeah. I'm in school, man. Hey, yeah. COVID knocked me out of a job, man. I'm back in school, so I gotta try and get in where I fit in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. We got to hustle. We got to figure it out. And so if he's got to broadcast with his boy, then he's got to broadcast with his boy. He's got to do whatever he's got to do, man. And it's awesome. It's a good opportunity. So which book did you go with? Tell me what they offered and what did you do right away today once you had the opportunity to sign up? Was it easy? Because right away, all the degenerates logged on and they jammed up every system. Within 5 minutes, all the books were posting that, oops, we're jammed. You can't get on. It slowed down now. It slowed down now. Like, you didn't expect a huge surge at 12:01 tech people. I think that the funny thing is Phil and I will share that him and I have the worst expectations of people because we're like, bro, are you serious? You did this? You lazy asses in the tech world couldn't figure out this? There's so many people that got their head up their ass and can't figure anything out. Like, you didn't expect like a million people to sign up right away in Michigan? I mean, come on. How do you jam up in the first 5 minutes?
Well, that's what kills me. It's like any company, if they did enough research and they did it properly, would see how much money's wagered on the Super Bowl or March Madness or whatnot. You make something legal, you're giving away free money, literally free money. You get $100 in. So I went through DraftKings. You get $100 in the sports book and you get $100 in free play in the casino. So you're literally giving everybody $200. I was amazed. I'm like, I thought it was going to be shady. Like, you got to make a deposit, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Straight $100 you could bet. So I played 3 hands of blackjack at $25 and I had to double on the last hand because I had 11 and I hit 21. So I had 50 up, got the 100 back, and that's it. After your free credits are done, they literally booted me out back to the casino home screen. So, I mean, you can't tell me that knowing all the especially with all the information that we have access to, that people that whoever was running these sites didn't know that they would expect an uptick in surge at the time that the books open. I mean, I just don't understand how they didn't have the bandwidth ready for it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So why did you go with DraftKings? Why did you like them? Because there's FanDuel, there's BetMGM, there's the William Hill Sportsbook, you got the Greektown situation with Barstool. A lot of things going on. Why did you choose the DraftKings app to place your hard-earned cash?
Well, to be honest with you, I like to play fantasy sports during I like to do a lot of DFS. I'm into football mainly and a little basketball. The other stuff I haven't gotten too far into yet, but with this data science thing, I'm probably going to take a look at it. But DraftKings has always been like the past couple of years. I've just taken a look, especially like the Sunday Million for the Millie Maker. You can put $20 up and put a lineup in, and if you hit, if you get lucky one time, hit for $1 million. So, like I said, I received an email probably over a month ago stating that the book was going to be coming online, and pre-registering you could get 2 free $100 credit in the sports book and $100 credit in the casino. So I just took a whirl. I looked. I'm like, oh, let's see. I was literally taking a break. I'm like, all right, let me look this up real quick. I looked and I'm like, literally 5 minutes. I was done. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
So like I said, nitty gritty. You use your personal bank account. That's where they took it from, or you put it on a credit card. How'd you fund the account?
Well, so I try not to. Now, I know the sites are secure and whatnot, but I mean, there's always the opportunity for, something to go wrong. So I tied a credit card, because the credit card I can get canceled. Like, I won't do a debit card. That's stupidity in my mind. But I just tied a credit card. I literally threw $100 on a few months ago to play some little stuff on DFS. And once I got the email, it's all tied to the credit card. So if I want to pull it out, it's only $100. I mean, I'm still going to play a little bit, but if I wanted to pull it out, it just gets sent back to the card. So,
okay. So that's fair and things like that. It just goes back and things like that. So if let's say you do get a score and you win $1,000, will they put it on your card and you can use it as a credit, or will you cash it out and now it's legal? You'll cash it out and get a check?
Yeah. So they'll only deposit. Only send back what your initial deposit was. After that, they'll cut you a check, and unfortunately, that can take some time. I think it's anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks if you want to get a check. So,
see, that's the way it is, and that you'll have an account and you'll have a situation. But yeah, just like everything else, you can put money in real fast from a lot of different ways. PayPal, this way, that way. You need your money back? it's going to take about 8-9 weeks. It's like the Arab way, bro.
They're not going to make any money by giving it back. They're losing out on all that interest too, man.
Exactly. See, that's how it goes. And really, it's the Arabic way. Give me all your money, but when you need it back, it's gonna, my phone's gonna be off the hook. Go to voicemail. Oh man, hey, it works. It's entertainment. So right now, we're gonna take the journey with Phil over the next few weeks, and hopefully he doesn't go belly up. So right now, you funded your account with $100. You got a couple $100 free, right? So is your account sitting at about $300?
Well, so what's going on is I used the casino credits. I won the casino credits, so I'm up $110 right now from the casino.
Okay.
I've got a single $100 bet in the sports book that I can place, and once again, I'm going to try and take a look. And we were talking about this a little off the air about that PJ Tucker over 6.5 points. They're playing the Pistons. You can't tell me he's not going to hit 2 threes and get to the foul line once he gets 7 points. I mean, the Pistons aren't playing that great, and I understand the past few games he's been down, but he needs to literally hit two 3-pointers and a free throw and he covers. So it seems pretty much like a slam dunk to me. I know nothing's a slam dunk, but 7 points against the Pistons should be pretty easy, I think.
Okay, so you're getting PJ Tucker over 6.5. You're getting plus 121. You bet $100 on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Okay, so you'll double your money basically if you get it back, right? You'll get back $200 if it wins.
Yep. Yeah. Like said, I'll get the bet and the bet and then the line for covering. So.
Okay, so right now your account has about what, like $300 in it, right? You're starting off at 300, or you said you were up 100, so you got $200 in the what's the credit number in your account right now?
So right now the credit number in my account's 129 because I was down from DFF. So the $100 that I played in the casino, I won, and I'm up to 129.
Okay, this is great.
Sports book.
All right, this is great. This is absolutely great. You willing to send me a screenshot of that, and we can take the journey together? No, don't put your name. Just
for sure.
Okay, send me a screenshot of that. We'll let the listeners on our Twitter page at Detroit Podcast follow along with your bets. Like I said, you're my boy. People know who you are if you follow me on Facebook. So like I said, we're going to take this journey together. I wish you luck. I would have maybe not gone so much on that bet and maybe take the other bet, but I saw online Dave Portnoy's in Detroit. He's hanging out at Greektown, and he's obviously doing his thing, putting out his content. Bro, if you look on his Twitter, go there. He scrolled. He put a live bet. He's got over $1.5 million on the online credit. He's got $1.5 million tonight. Houston, the line is Pistons -3. He put $100K down on the Pistons to defeat the Rockets by more than 3. What do you think?
I think that's, like you said, the way Detroit and Houston are probably not two of the worst teams in the league right now. I think Detroit's been playing good enough, especially the way Grant's been playing. I mean, Oladipo's just coming in there, so they're still trying to get their bearings. But I don't see why Detroit couldn't cover 3 there.
Oh, you like that bet, huh? You think he's going to win? He'll win $90,000 in one night if he does. Otherwise, he'll put his bank account down to 1.3. Isn't that crazy? He's like, guys, don't worry, I'm rich. and if you go on there, bro, Twitter's the best place on earth because people are going on there going, bro, that would pay off my mortgage. That would pay off my bills. And people are like, yeah, if you worked hard like this guy, you'd probably be rich. And people are telling their sob stories. Bro, the guy's got like $50 million. $100K to him is like our $100. God, don't go on Twitter and hate on yourself. It's embarrassing, but it definitely is fun to read for a guy like me.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, the money's all arbitrary, dude. It like, once you get past a certain point, it don't even matter anymore, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then one NFL bet and one Detroit bet we'll review, and then we'll be out of here. I sent you over. I think it's good. It's a good number, man. It's really good for the NFL action this week. You said probably you don't think it'll hit, but they have, at this point in time, a plus 700 if you bet Green Bay and Kansas City to both win by 7 or more. Plus 700. That means you put $100 down, you're going to get $800 in your account. You don't think potentially? I understand one side of it. Green Bay, I think, probably could win by, I think their line now is 3.5. I think they have a chance to win the game. It might be tight. It's a snow game. It might be a real close game. You probably felt like the other one might be the tougher one in regards to Kansas City and Buffalo. What do you think? Plus 700 for Green Bay and KC to win by 7 or more.
Hey, I'm a Baltimore fan, and I watched that game last week. Buffalo's defense is legit. Now, granted, Mahomes is a much better quarterback than Lamar, no matter how much it hurts me to say. Buffalo's defense is legit. Buffalo's also, Josh Allen has come so far from compared to his first 2 years to this year. It's crazy. I just can't see them getting out and blowing and beating the brakes off of them, man. I just can't. That should be it could seriously come down to a last second field goal or maybe even an overtime game where it's something it goes in 24-24 to overtime, and then maybe the Chiefs win on a touchdown drive, but I just can't see them beating them by more than 7. It's just way too much, man.
Okay, and finally, an interesting, fun bet for this evening. I don't think it's going to happen, but for 122 on today's date, when this drops, plus 313, Detroit Pistons and Detroit Red Wings both win. So if you throw down $25, your payout would be $103.25. What do you think? Pistons taking on Houston, Wings in Chicago, I believe. Let me check the schedule real fast. Plus 313 on a book here. It says that you have the opportunity, $25 to win $103.25 to pay out.
Oh, man. If it wasn't the Wings, and my little brother's going to kill me for saying this, the Wings have been so bad the last few years. Can you really trust them?
Right now, Chicago's 0-3-1. Wings are 2-2.
Well, if that's the case, then I might even take a look at it and see what the odds are on DraftKings if I can get that action.
Yeah, look at it and see. It says here, I'm looking at it. This is probably through the Barstool app. It says must opt into the promo page, minimum $25 cash to receive an exclusive Bite His Kneecap Off t-shirt. See promo page for the shirt. Detroit Pistons and Detroit Red Wings to win, boosted from plus 265. So they probably added a little bit more to it to entice people to do it to get the shirt. But you probably get you probably will get plus 200 or more, 100 to win 3. For both of them to win tonight. Look it up and send me that one as well. Send me the screenshot if it's there on DraftKings, but send me your account. We'll take this journey together. Bro, do you see how fun this is? We just literally spent a half an hour bullshitting like we would do over text, and I didn't have to send you any wood photos or memes. Or I didn't have to say...
and bro, we didn't even get into the fun stuff. We just talked about like opening day. Like we didn't talk about any of the horror stories from like our early 20s or anything.
Oh, listen, you give them a tease. With Phil on board with Detroit Sports Podcast, talking gambling, we'll share stories. This will be good. I have a good feeling people are going to love it. They're going to love your presence, our antics. That you can already tell. We just spent half an hour bullshitting, and it was like 5 minutes passed, and I want to go more. I want to go for another 2 hours and share with everything about the nonsense that we got into in high school and things like that. But we're in our 40s now, and we'll air that out lighter by lighter, little by little as we progress. But bro, I had a good time. I had a feeling. I'm like, you know what? The best thing is I'm not a guy that's like super planned all the time. I'm like, bro, let's do this. You're like, okay, I got half an hour, and that's how I like to roll. This is going to be great. We're going to follow along with Phil's journey. He might be at $29 next week, but he's an open book. I hope he wins. I hope we can maybe see him hit. My goal for this podcast is by episode 50, you're hitting like 4 figures, and maybe you have to reload once or twice, but we got to keep it going, and we'll see how we can fund your account. So right now, currently, Phil's up on episode 17, a whopping $29, baby. Let's go. Go, PJ Tucker. We are rooting for PJ Tucker for my boy Phil. Let's do this, bro.
PJ Tucker, don't kill me now, bro.
PJ Tucker, we need you to get 6 points. That's it? Over 6, or he has to
7.
He has to hit 7 points total.
7 to cover.
7
That's
to cover.
all I need.
PJ Tucker, I now will watch, and so will the followers. Make sure to follow the network at Detroit Podcast. Our boy Phil taking the gambling journey and taking you guys all along with him. This will be fun. Thanks, everybody. Want to bet? Get on it. Get after it. But please bet responsibly. Don't piss off your boy Doc. I'll be very upset if you're mortgaging the future. All right? See everybody next time. Phil, peace out.
Talk to you later, buddy.